Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of this fantasy draft, round 7 through 15. For those of you who haven't seen picks 1 through 6, I'll put a link down in the description. Make sure you guys go check them out. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. I'll show you exactly what I think of each pick from each round, and it's really interesting. But yeah, here comes picks 7 through 15. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, guys. Now let's move on to round 7, 8, and 9. As you know, we have back-to-back picks. We take Andrew Luck, which I like this pick. It's not the best, but as you see, all the other quarterbacks seem like they go off the board after that, and I like Andrew Luck probably the most out of these four guys. I like Jay Cutler also. RG3, it's too much of a risk. I really wouldn't recommend taking him. Even Kaepernick didn't have the best season last year. Jay Cutler, though, definitely a good quarterback in round 7. I like him a lot. Look for him to have a really, really good season. Round 8, you see the first rookie wide receiver taken in Brandon Cooks. No, it is not Sammy Watkins or Mike Evans. It is Brandon Cooks, who has been looking really, really good in New Orleans. For any of you who have been following him, really look out for him. He's going to end up being a pretty solid receiver. Don't think he's going to be the number 1 receiver, obviously, with Colston and Jimmy Graham also there, but look for him to have some pretty solid numbers this year. And also the first defense goes off. People are really picking early on these defenses, especially Seattle. If you are one of those people that like to get a good defense, really look in between round 8 and 10 to get a good defense, or else they're going to really mostly all be off the board at that point. As you see, we pick up Stephen Ridley. We were really hoping Julie Edelman would fall to pick number 10, but he got picked right before us. Got some bad news on him. He obviously he fumbled in week 2 and got taken out of the game, which that's the risk with him. He has so much potential, but if he can't hold on to the football, it's going to be a bust of a pick right there. Round 9, we have Marquise Colston. Did not have the best season by any means last year, but we're hoping that he's going to step it up and add some depth to our wide receiver core. Because we also, with Terrence Williams, Alshon Jeffrey, and Wes Welker, a little bit more depth there at the wide receiver position, would definitely help us out a lot. One pick I really, really like is Carlos Hyde, especially with Frank Gore getting pretty old now. Carlos Hyde could definitely be taking some carries away from him especially later on in the season. If he gets hurt or anything happens to Frank Gore. He definitely didn't have the best season last year either. Didn't do horrible, but he is getting older, and around his age, running backs like him usually start falling off the map. Now let's move on to round 10 through 12, moving on towards the end of the draft here. Pick number 1 in round 10 I like so much, Justin Hunter. He went off in a few of his preseason games. He's looking great in camp. Just a really, really nice pick there. Really can't go wrong with him. Might emerge as the number 1 receiver in Tennessee, although their quarterbacks aren't the greatest. He definitely looks like a really solid pick. Also, I really like Emmanuel Sanders there with Peyton Manning thrown to him in round 10. If you get a receiver that Peyton Manning is throwing to, you really can't go wrong there. Look for him to catch a bunch of balls as well. Then we have our backup quarterback. Don't know exactly how much I like this pick, especially with all the quarterbacks that were left in free agency after this draft. Not bad though, because Tony Romo is averaging around round 6 or 7 maybe. So to see him fall all the way to round 10 to get 2 solid backup quarterbacks is really nice, and a nice comfort zone to have as well. Moving on to round 11, we pick up Reggie Wayne. If he's healthy, which I think he will be, he has potential to be really, really good again. Hopefully Andrew Luck's number 1 target. I'll be really, really happy if he ends up doing well, like I think he has potential to do. Then you see round 11, Josh Gordon goes, which nobody knows where he is going yet. He might be out for the season with a suspension. He might be out for a couple weeks. Nobody really knows yet. We'll find out in about a week or so. So that could end up being a really nice steal there if he is there for the season. And who would have ever thought Tom Brady in round 11? This is just insane, thinking Tom Brady is getting picked in round 11 behind all these other guys. If Gronkowski comes back and he's there for the season, this is just a spectacular pick by Derek's team, and could be worth a 4th-round pick in Tom Brady or something. Just a really nice pick. And as you see, the defenses are starting to get taken there. Arizona got taken, and then in round 12, Denver and Kansas City defense gets taken as well. And we went with a rookie running back here in Devonta Freeman. Not the clear-cut number 2 back yet behind Steven Jackson, but he's looking like he's outplaying Jacquizz Rodgers, and could possibly be that number 2 back by the end of the preseason. And also with Steven Jackson as well as Frank Gore, they're getting kind of old, a little bit more injury prone, not in the prime of their career. He has potential to emerge as that number 1 back, and will be just a spectacular pick in round 12. Now 13 to 15, the last picks of the draft. We go with Cincinnati defense, and really after Cincinnati defense, there's no defenses I feel really worth taking. As you see, Pittsburgh does go around 14. Don't really know if I like that. They haven't been doing that good fantasy-wise, at least. But yeah, Cincinnati defense, we decided to take them. And if you really don't get a good defense, I really recommend possibly playing matchups, looking in that free agency, seeing who versus the worst team, who versus the Raiders, who versus the Texans, and going with that defense if they're there, picking them up. And there's always that defense that seems like they come out by surprise that you might be able to find after week 1 in preseason, pick them up early and hold on to them for the rest of the year. One other pick that I like is Marcus Wheaton. Great receiver so far in preseason and training camp. He's been impressing a lot of people. Definitely the number 2 back, and a really good pick at round 13. Now moving on quickly once again to round 14, one of the best picks that I have seen so far, Jordan Matthews. Absolutely spectacular receiver. He's huge, he's fast, he has it all going. Looked absolutely great in week 2 of preseason. Didn't do the best in week 1, but in week 2 he looked spectacular. I really feel like he could be the next Alshon Jeffrey that got picked really, really late in the draft. He has that much potential. If you could pick this guy up around 13, 14, 15, whenever it is, I really recommend it. He has so much potential to be absolutely great. Then you see we picked up a backup tight end just in case. Well, it's probably more than likely Gronkowski is probably going to miss a week or 2. Not exactly sure yet, but if he does, we have that backup in Martellus Bennett, which is a safe pick at tight end. Will hopefully get us at least a few points like we hope for. And last but not least, where all of the kickers go, some people actually didn't pick kickers. They picked up other players instead, but we went with Dan Bailey. He did really well last season. I look for the Cowboys to score a ton of points this year, so hopefully he does as well as he did last year. And if he does, I mean, he put up some 20-plus point weeks last year that actually were deciding factors in whether I won or lost. So really good kicker, and I would definitely recommend him as one of the guys you should look out for kicker-wise, at least in the draft. Now we're going to show you the final product. According to Yahoo, we were actually given an A+ draft grade, the best draft out of each of the 10 teams. You see our starting lineup: Andrew Luck at quarterback. We have Romo as a backup, which I really like a lot. Then as our wide receivers, a little bit shaky maybe, but definitely have a lot of potential, especially with Terrence Williams, and our backups in Reggie Wayne and Colston, who are a little bit old, but definitely have a potential to be as good as they once were. And even if one of them are good, it's definitely worth picks there. Now, moving on to my favorite part, the running backs. I feel like we have without a doubt the best running backs in the whole league, and DeMarco Murray and Jamal Charles. Got some okay backups. If Stephen Ridley is in for the whole year and doesn't have fumble problems, he's going to be a great piece to have, possibly even trade bait if we need to pick up a receiver or something. And also with Devonta Freeman, like him as well. Last but not least, we have Rob Gronkowski at tight end, who has potential to be one of the best tight ends in the league, only behind possibly Jimmy Graham. I actually really like him a lot more than Julius Thomas as long as he's healthy, and will really like that pick a lot. And then last but not least, I left out the defenses, but we have Cincinnati defense and Dan Bailey. There you guys go. Look forward for more fantasy draft information in the future. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of awesome stuff coming your way soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.